Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Manhattan Beach Open Fame Volleyball Stop on the AVP. We've got a Contenders bracket matchup. Survive or go home. Avery Drost, along with Wyatt Harrison, number 7 seed, facing off against number 5 seed, Hagen Smith and Logan Weber. That's first ball service ace by Harrison, makes it 1-0. I'm Rob Sparrow alongside Victoria Dennis.
Underway.
Solo for a little bit here. Smith shoots into the corner and strums the string. 1-1. Smith stands at 6 foot from Pacific Palisades, California. Now lives in Santa Monica. The famed LA launch. Jersey Ripper goes over towards Drost. Drost winds up. No touch called, misses long, 2-1. Good looking set by Harrison over to Drost out of the right side. But you can see them talking about the tempo of the set there as Smith steps back to serve. Drost swings to the left side. Drost rolls it high line, ties it up at 2 apiece. Good looking shot by Drost off the call by his partner Wyatt Harrison. Harrison, the graduate of UC San Diego, stands at 6'6". From Santa Cruz, tough serve by Drost. Drost on the cover on the over ball. Drost swings away. Weber over the block, dug by Harrison. Smith now on the attack. Harrison on the retaliation attack and goes through the uprights of Logan Weber. Victoria hot into the action.
Big time. Both teams playing extremely disciplined defense. It's going to come down to who can earn in transition, specifically in the long rallies on second and third ball opportunities.
Drost winds up down the line. Picked up by Weber. And Weber on the chop winner. 3-3. Again, we are in our Contenders bracket matchup here on Survival Saturday of the Manhattan Beach Open. And the action gets hotter and hotter. We're only in match number 3 of the day here on Feature Court 1. And turning out the lights, Logan Weber reading the attack by Harrison on the option ball. Sometimes you just gotta trust your instincts, and Weber did just that on that ball. Weber stands at 6'7", from Grand Rapids, Michigan, from Cincinnati Christian. Been playing some good ball for the LA launch in the AVP League. Harrison swings, swatted up top by Weber. Harrison again, dig by Smith. Smith, knuckle poke, top spin off the block. There's a combo attack by Smith on that outside pin. That makes our score 5-3 as the sun is making every attempt to burn through our morning layer. Favorable conditions in beach volleyball, not so hot, but still California weather.
Exactly that, overcast, hanging and banging, just like Avery there with that swing. Really great play. Rob, I'd like to mention with Smith and Weber rolling off a great AVP League season. They were sitting number 1 for quite a time during league play. They're feeling good coming off of Dallas last week and heading into Chicago. They're making really great plays, specifically on defense. Hagen does a really great job of staying patient behind that block of Weber.
Big blast off the block by Weber, and the over dig swatted up top by Weber. 6-4 on the reaction play by Logan Weber, but Wyatt Harrison giving him a charity gift. Smith, between Smith and Drost, we've got a gun show here. Tight pass, blocked up top by Harrison, but unfortunately deflects out of play.
Harrison tried a little bit of a swing block move there. He was late to that ball, tried to really swing those hands up and over, but Weber taking full advantage of his block and tooling those high hands.
Harrison rolls it over the block and shimmies out of the net. Dross back to serve, 5 looking at 7. Dross with a lot of pace on the serve, but misses a couple feet long. A lot of balls been going into that Sun Cruiser iced tea vodka tent over there.
It's a nice tent.
Quite the setup here, courtside of the Manhattan Beach Open, as Weber floats in the deep corner over towards Drost. Drost going thumb down off the block of Weber. 8-6 on the turn. Still in that feel-out stage here in our set because we haven't really seen everything from both sides. Hagen Smith and Logan Weber coming off a stadium court matchup to start off the morning at 8 a.m. Unfortunately, dropping it after going an extended first set, 26-24. Phil and Trevor Crabb come back, take the second, 21-17, and put the pedal to the metal in the third and win at 15-11. High ball to the right side, and coming in hot was Smith, and then he pulled back on the swing.
Smith doing a really great job of selling that shot because it was a big step close to the apex of the ball, giving him that opportunity to look like he's going to come in and rip that ball, but at the last second cuts it back up and over that block.
9-6, jump serve into the net.
A big part of Smith and Weber's game plan during AVP League play and here this weekend is really relying on Hagen Smith's serve. He rips it at the end line, and we're talking about serves clocking in on the indoor side at 80 miles an hour, mid-70s. And we're seeing that here on the sand as well. Hagen Smith is clocking his top spin serve well into 70, 72 miles an hour.
So he's throwing with some heat off the block. As you look at Avery, Dross throws some off the block as well. 8 serving 9. Dross stands at 6'5". Went to Westmont College, resides in Redondo Beach. As he serves in the net and yells in frustration.
Serve and pass playing a huge role here in this Contenders do or die match. Double elimination bracket play here at Manhattan Beach Open. Weber going with that short serve.
Logan Weber just seems to be in the right place at the right time.
Well, he drew that plan up and it started at the service line. He served that ball short, forcing his opponents to run up to the net for an unforced error, and he utilized that.
You can hear the crowd getting louder here for every single match, and it's a great vibe down here at the Manhattan Beach Open. Drost denied, but the cover by Harrison saves Drost. And Harrison, top spin winner down the line.
Great coverage play by Harrison. They're gonna have to really rely on those coverage plays against a big block of Logan Weber. Weber is a very disciplined blocker, and they have to recognize that. Harrison is going to have to score with second and third ball opportunities, specifically coming out of those coverage plays.
Excellent serve by Harrison. That was a precision ace with pace into that area one corner by Harrison, the former UCSD, or sorry, UC San Diego standout. I get yelled at for branding these days, so. We go to our technical timeout with Smith and Weber leading 11-10 over Drost and Harrison. Victoria, early thoughts here as these teams are going toe-to-toe.
Smith and Weber batting .700 as a team with 0 hitting errors, 7 kills. Drost and Harrison batting .357 with 7 kills to their name, 2 attack errors. They're playing pretty solid defense with 3 digs as a team. They have 2 aces to go with it off of Harrison. So right now, I think it's just kind of staying the course for Drost and Harrison, being able to utilize the first ball side out. Can they recycle and transition, especially against that big block of Weber? Expect Hagen Smith to come out in the back half of this first set and really start ripping his top spin serve. It seems like he was trying to warm up just a little bit getting into this set number 1, but I expect them to be all guns a-blazing out there here on the backside.
Well, besides the bicep gun show that we're seeing by Dross and Smith, you know, this is a thing, Victoria. The Smith and Weber hitting .700, Dross and Harrison hitting .357, but Smith and Dross and Harrison are within 1. How are they getting it done?
Well, they have 1 more dig to their name and a couple aces to go with it. Being able to just chip away.
Like offensive, like it's sputtering, but they're still in the match. Perfect pass by Smith. Off the block of Drost, and Logan Smith doing a shimmy under the block and somehow over to area 2.
Smith keeping it weird there on that second ball contact, but definitely an Instagram highlight reel.
You say keeping it weird. I'm like, are we at a rave? What's going on here? 12 serving at 10. Smith over to Drost.
Line up.
Banged a big block up top by Weber. Drop shot covered by Smith. Trap set. Harrison dug by Drost. Knuckle poke. And going to the air was Smith, but he couldn't turn it back into play. But the crowd appreciating the effort on both sides as Smith corn dogging on the sand right now, getting a couple breaths in before he stands up. Actually, he's getting up really slow. I wonder if he may have pulled something on his quad or. But he's back in position. He may have landed, we'll just say, in an area that isn't so favorable to a male athlete, because he kind of got twisted up and landed, belly flopped on the sand. Pushed out to the pin by Weber, and the equipment-aided kill by Smith makes it 13-11.
I like Avery challenging Smith short with that short serve. Watch for him to continue to try to move Smith around there and serve receive.
13 serving 11, the 6-7 Weber back to serve. Hybrid over towards Harrison. You heard the call, and Harrison strumming the string on the sideline.
Harrison does a really great job of just staying steady with his feet to ball and his attack. It doesn't matter where the apex of the ball is. He does a really great job of just getting his feet there, giving him that opportunity to have full range offensively.
12-13, chipping away at that lead, and that doesn't help at all, but got to go aggressive with the serve here at this point in the game. Cannot make it easy for your opponents to set up an easy pass set and attack play. 14 serving at 12. Smith over towards Harrison.
Right.
And Harrison going cross body and off of Smith.
Great rip by Harrison. Again, that set was a bit inside, and what does he do? Goes inside with the set, with the momentum, step closing into it and using it to his advantage to swing away into that seam.
13 looking at 14 in a hotly contested battle now. Smith goes to the left hand, and Harrison lines up and takes all the angle on that.
Harrison
switch,
lining up in front of his attacker, head up on ball, and then diving last minute as he was watching his attacker's arm and really forcing those hands straight into their face.
If you're tracking the action over on Stadium Court, Tri-born Nick Lucena take the first set versus the Taylors, 21-15, but go extend in the second to take it 28-26 as they are just about to start the third set tiebreak. Net violation on Harrison, and he knew immediately, got a little too aggressive on Weber on the poke.
With Weber at the service line, he's running up as the primary blocker. So this opens up an option play here for Harrison and Drost.
Weber back to the service line with the narrow 1-point lead. Steering it to the net is Drost, and Drost with a cross-court sizzle.
Great jump set there from Harrison. Because he was the second contact, Weber had to respect him as a primary attacker on that second ball contact. Instead, Harrison was able to draw his block, send it out to the pin, opening up that high line for his partner, Drost.
You're looking at Wyatt Harrison at the service line, 15 apiece. Smith now on the attack. Drost on the pickup. Jumbo attempt covered by Smith. Fakey, and Drost again, repeat performance into the angle.
Harrison doing a great job of setting his partner right now. His set location is great. His jump set is drawing that block of Weber, giving his team the opportunity to put some balls away.
16-15 into the timeout, as some of our biggest fans are our littlest people here at the AVP Manhattan Beach Open. Got a bunch of kids corn dogging in the sand behind us, which is an excellent sight to see, and a lot of fans around the court watching volleyball, Vic.
Yeah, it's a family affair out here down south side of the iconic California landmark Manhattan Beach Pier.
Well, we are broadcasting in childcare, so we are double duty today, Victoria, as we're looking at a really good matchup. You know, they started out kind of slow, as we expected, with some unforced errors, but here we are, toe-to-toe, 16-15. Oh, go ahead, Dick.
Yeah, no, Smith and Weber hitting 533, Drost and Harrison 476, coming into the back half of the set.
Here we go.
Yeah, we are just looking at all the scores here, and I mean, there's some new names, but we're seeing excellent battles. And just because you may not know them, I'm telling you, there's some up-and-comers that have breached their way into the main draw, so to speak. You know, they clawed, gnawed, and fought to get in, and they're actually getting some big wins or surviving in the contenders, because there's a lot of contenders bracket matches going on right now that are tight with some new faces.
That's right. The new wave of volleyball is upon us, and that has a big
Attack
no touch
error.
call on that. But Rob, at the youth level, the game is growing drastically, and that's a direct correlation as to the new names that we're seeing, the new opportunity for, on the youth side, juniors, boys and girls to play this sport. And now we're seeing a really strong pro level across the board. There's no weak team.
Great serve by Harrison. Smith on the attack. Harrison off the dig, saved by Drost. Wrist away, dug by Smith. Smith unloads, and Drost went in with one hand, and he knows he should have put two on it.
Good read by Drost there, stepping into the seam. As you said, Rob, it was one hand instead of two.
We had the coaching staff, Mark Burek, coming out saying, I think that ball's lopsided.
Brandon Joyner in the dugout for Smith and Weber.
Hey.
16 looking at 17. Option. Harrison holding Weber long enough. He was questioning that. You could see Weber wanting to take that step to the outside, and Harrison dropped it on 2.
Smith looked like he was leaning back on contact, trying to dig that ball. He has to commit, lean forward, dive down and through that ball to keep it on his side.
Drost, a 6'5" defender, serving, and he goes into the highway of havoc for the ace, and Drost with a big flex. 19-16 on the turn. That was a basic service ace into the seam.
Drost leading himself on that toss, really ripping it into this ball. And I love the emotion that he plays with. It really shines through onto the court, getting the fans involved as well.
Drost, a lot of spin on the toss. Really high ball to the pin, and Harrison camps and clamps.
Drost and Harrison are earning real points on their side. They're earning aces, earning blocks, putting the ball away in transition, which has given them now a possible set point.
Set point served to 16, Drost. Tight pass, saved by Weber, and second ball, attempted save, goes out of play, and like that, Drost and Harrison take the first 21-16. You can tell we're kind of sitting in the Drost and Harrison camp. It's really loud here.
Loud and proud, I would say so. 4 aces for Drost and Harrison in set number 1 alone. It started at the service line. They had to apply that pressure to Smith and Weber, who've been playing consistently all year since January. So they're a seasoned team. They know what it feels like to be on the court together. Right now, Smith not really putting the ball away at a high enough clip, especially in transition. He's had 13 attempts, batting 154 with 3 attack errors. He has to find a way to score specifically in transition. I think their first ball side out looks okay. It starts with a pass, it starts with a first ball contact, and that's exactly what Weber and Smith have to do here coming into set number 2.
Well, the defense by Drost and Harrison really kicked up, splitting the dig columns, 3 apiece. We're told of 6 on their side versus Smith and Weber's 4. But I think it's the turnaround of the hitting percentage. If you recall, early in the first set, you had Smith and Weber hitting upwards of actually exactly 700. And Drost and Harrison were right around the 360 mark. They've turned it around, now hitting 478 versus 300. So good time out in the middle of the first set for Drost and Harrison.
To go back to the drawing board and execute exactly what they wanted to do. I expect here in set number 2 for Drost and Harrison to copy and paste into the beginning of the set how they finished the first one. Watch for Harrison to try and jump set throughout the duration of this set to try and draw Weber there on the second contact.
Smith will start off serve here in our second set in our elimination contenders bracket match, and there's a souvenir for the fans off the line by Wyatt Harrison.
Harrison swinging high, crossbody, challenging that line, doing a great job of not over-rotating, allowing him to find that sideline.
Weber on the option, picked up by Drost, goes up and over. Smith on the pass. Smith on the attack, and Harrison didn't even go up, and Drost may have jammed his thumb on that dig. And we know Hagan hits a heavy ball. Curious why Harrison didn't go up, because that ball was right up top and could have been contested.
Such is sports, though. You're going to get a couple jammed fingers out here. I can definitely say as a blocker myself, I have no more nerve endings in my fingers. Maybe that's a little dramatic, but feels like it.
1-1 our score here in our second set. Going horizontal, Smith on the save, slapping it cross court, dug by Harrison.
Yeah, thank you.
And they call a lift on the set. And the chirping has started here at 10:38 a.m. at Manhattan Beach.
It's always a tough call to make, and this is always a fun debate in the world of volleyball is what is a double? What constitutes as a double? How do you call it? And one of my questions for lead referee John King, he said you have to see 2 out of 3 things to call a double. So it has to be both a lift and spin. It has to be missed contact and something else leaning the wrong way. So he tells his referees, if you see 2 out of the 3, then you call it.
Drost rolls it, back flipper by Smith. Harrison swings to the right side and goes to the uprights of Weber.
And that's exactly how you respond when a call doesn't go your way. You go back, you earn a first ball side out, or you find a way to score in transition.
2-2 our score. Weber and Smith calm, cool, and collected, even though they are down 0-1. When does the urgency kick in? Three, 2 after the error. Smith back to serve. Smith going aggressive that sideline, but misses just a few inches wide. Three, our score here on feature court number 1 with Avery Dross serving. High pass, Weber, and he tickles the twine. I think that was unplanned, but still counts as a point because he came over and smiled as he walked towards the sideline.
Well, he'll take it. Hey, a point is a point. Doesn't matter where it lands in the court.
4-3 on the turn. 6-7 Weber back to serve. I believe we have a match point in stadium corners. I hear in the ambient noise here at the Manhattan Beach Open. The Taylors have bounced back against Lucena and Bourne. Deep float, and following it to completion was Drost. Saw his foot feeling for that end line, and he stopped and let it go.
Both teams trying to find that rhythm at the end line here in set number 2. Harrison is the correct server here.
Harrison, a standout outside hitter at UC San Diego, slowed by injuries in his last 2 seasons, but I can tell you, he is one of the top players to watch. And the same time as Ryan Wilcox, they were stealing the highlights from each other when they were playing between Santa Barbara and San Diego. And somehow sneaking it inside the block was Wyatt Harrison on that second ball.
Great tempo transition play. Harrison coming down as the blocker and finding that ball, but it's a communication from Avery that gave him the opportunity there to sneak it past that block.
Harrison on the serve, now up 5-4. Did he grab it? And looks like he sniped the sideline on that jump serve ace.
Lots
that
of eyes.
Inside out ace is wicked.
Oh, absolutely wicked. And a lot of eyes here on court number 1, even from center court looking down up top.
The AVP 360 experience. Watch stadium and feature courts 1 and 2 at the same time. As you see Higgins Smith play pinball off the block.
And it's been fun to see different AVP League jerseys show up to the MBO. I just saw an Austin Aces jersey walk by. We saw San Diego Smash earlier when Budinger and Evans were playing. Fans getting into it, Rob.
I'd like to see an Orange County Crush one.
Ooh.
Of course I'm biased, but Dross. Roll over the top of Weber, easily done. Smooth operating is Avery Drost.
Drost getting his feet to that short ball and then creating space after his pass by kicking out wide, giving him that chance to then find the floor on the other side.
Drost takes his approach on the spin, goes over towards Smith. And Smith with stealth going to the outside hand of Harrison.
And that's working right now. Hagen Smith's shot game seems to be working towards his advantage. We usually see him coming in and wanting to take big rips, but he's not finding success at that at the moment. Where he is his shot game, and that's okay. He needs to continue to utilize that.
The double angle defense that Dross and Harrison are playing, leaving the line wide open. And Harrison, yeah, that's deceptive, but he hits with a lot of heat. Got 8-6 on the turn in our must-win set for Weber and Smith. Harrison and Dross really beginning to find a good rhythm here. Float serve over towards Weber. Smith. And Harrison living on the 2-ball.
I touched on this before we started the second set. They have to find success in transition, and that's what Harrison and Avery are doing. Being able to come down and play onto fast in transition is how you're going to beat the defense of Weber and Smith.
Go.
Short float to Weber. Weber over the top. Does it grab the line? No, it does not. I thought it had a chance. There's so many ridges and bumps on that side of the court. I thought for sure it touched it, but none to be had. 10-6 and 4-point deficit for Smith and Weber. I wouldn't have ever called that, but they're just barely, they're missing literally by millimeters on serves and shots.
3 service errors on the match for Smith and Weber, and 5 attack errors. It's uncommon. I mean, for this team, they came off of Dallas, and from what I remember, they had 0 attack errors when I was calling their game, one of their games last weekend. So they know what it takes to play at a high level and be consistent. They just have to try and find that now back in the deep sand of Manhattan Beach. Playing in the AVP League, they've been in more controlled environments, playing in indoor arenas in shallower sand. So it's a bit of a different game when you come to Manhattan Beach. You're playing outside with a little bit of wind. You have the sun in your face, and the sand is 3 times deeper than you've been used to playing all season long. So maybe they just need to turn on the jets a little bit more here.
So the compact sand of the indoors, I mean, obviously 'cause it's on top of a concrete surface, and is it 3 feet of sand they build that up to? So it makes a big difference. It's actually a launch pad.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it makes for a faster play without a doubt, and races to 15 in league play. Coming back out here and having to adjust. It looks like Hagen Smith changing up the jersey, going to the King of the Beach in honor of Dad, St. John Smith.
Different mojo with a different jersey, and it worked. Missed serve from Drost and Avery.
7 looking at 10.
And Harrison.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, one thing is definitely similar to Harrison and Smith is Smith, although he was a setter in a 6-2 offense, he was a highlight reel. As he gets the trickle winner, and it was the jersey change that's getting the extra points, apparently.
Well, I would say so.
Smith again. Dross looks, but bombs anyways. One-hand dig by Smith. Shooting it down the line. Smith tries to cup it back into play. Going horizontal, but unsuccessful, but crowd loves the effort.
Great transition play from Drost, being able to get wide to the antenna, having that chance to go up and over the block of Weber. Smith got caught inside, and it really opened that high line.
Drost over towards Weber, and Smith goes to his option ball.
Smith and Weber have to continue to utilize a quick offense when they can. especially right now because Drost has really dug in on defense, reading really well. So where Weber and Smith can make a difference offensively is trying to up that tempo.
Weber goes to the short game over towards Harrison. Easy dig for Smith off of Harrison. And a 10-finger discount. Avery Drost called into blocking duty, and he responds to the call.
Saying that he can do it all. Getting up there, diving into the seam and taking away space. He knew that his opponent was going to want to try and rip that past him, and he said, no, sir.
12-9 into our technical timeout, and this is what's crazy. So usually Drost has been known to be more of a blocker at 6'5", but Harrison actually dwarfs him, so to speak, at 6'6" with the longer limbs. But I mean, it's working out for them obviously in this match right here, and so far through the Manhattan Beach Open. I mean, taking the first 21-16, that's a big call against this Weber-Smith team.
It's the offense that's standing out for me right now by Smith and Weber, not really being able to put the ball away. It currently is Logan Weber batting 0 in set number 2. He has 5 attempts, but has to find a way to score.
Yeah. Teams are out of their timeouts. 12-9 by Drost and Harrison. Harrison deciding to show his gun show now, dropping the shirt.
Batting .636 as a team, Harrison and Drost. Harrison, .714 hitting percentage in set number 2 alone. 0 attack errors for his team.
Going aggressive that sideline with Harrison, misses wide. See what Smith can conjure up here from the service line. He's been going to that full pace spin serve, but can also hit a pretty wicked hybrid with a lot of movement. Go spin over towards Drost.
Angle. Yes, come on.
Drost dug by Smith.
Line.
Harrison swatted by Weber. Covered by Drost, up and over. Weber, cross-court dig anticipated by Drost. Drost off the cable, Smith unable to curve it back into play, and the Drost-Harrison crowd enjoying the result.
Another transition play in favor of Drost and Harrison. Right now, it's Avery Drost making plays on his side of the net. He has 4 digs in this set alone. He's putting the ball away, batting .500 for his team. He's really doing all of it right now. He's trusting the block of his partner Harrison up there, and is just dancing around in the backcourt. Watch Drost here playing defense, staying steady, and then making that late reaction move.
Smith and Harrison drops his right hand into the ankle and says, "Not at my house." I mean, especially where we're sitting, you can see his left hand go back and right hand fully penetrate over and deny anything going over towards area 1 and 2. 14-10 our score. Smith on the attack and tags the end line.
Great first ball side out by Smith and Weber. With Weber at the service line, he's running up to the net. I expect him to try and use the short serve again here, specifically against Drost, but we'll see what happens.
Weber stepping to the service line, trailing by 3 at 11-14. Harrison on the attack. Sitting there waiting with Smith on the easy read. Drost on a great dig. Drost on the attack.
Overhand.
Joust and poking it in the corner is Weber, but credit to Smith. He's making such good reads. He's literally camping on the spot and easy ball.
Absolutely. I mean, the defensive reading from both of these teams is at such a high level. You have to just be able to stay consistent and just work point for point.
Last year I got to work an event where Hagen Smith was my analyst. He stepped in as a guest, and The IQ he has is insane. I'm not saying yours is bad, Vic, but I was like
shade,
mind blown that I mean, in a good way, he wouldn't stop talking. I mean, I was learning because what he was seeing in the game as a current athlete and where the game has gone, he's got so much like analyst.
Oh yeah, it's so fun to chat with him, and when I was talking with him in Dallas, especially asking questions on air, he had such great responses and definitely answered in an analytic way.
We're looking at a 15-13 switch here in our second set. A little run by Weber and Smith. Is it enough to give them more momentum to force a third set tiebreak as the crowd gathers around feature court 1?
Wind blowing south to north here. So blowing towards the Manhattan Beach Pier, putting Weber and Smith on the good side because they are serving and attacking into the wind, allowing that ball to drop just a half a beat quicker.
Smith going hard over towards Drost on the serve. And Drost goes soft by the block for the winner. Interesting point just dropped out by our living stat man, Doug Strauss, or the Stats Man. On the men's side, the 1 through 4 seeds are all undefeated. Women's seeds, the 1, 2, 3, and 5 seeds are undefeated after a few upsets here, that is, if you're outside the 5 seed. And Weber bangs it off of Drost, and he's grimacing every time he contacts a ball off of that hand that he dove into. I wonder if
because he thinks he should dig every ball, as he should as a defender.
I'm sure a little thumb injury isn't going to slow Avery Drost down.
Such is sports.
Drost from Harrison. Smith off that cross-court dig. Easy read for Drost on defense. Over the top, Smith diving, going to the Superman dig. Another dig for Drost. Harrison, empty real estate winner, and the crowd goes wild. Ladies and gentlemen, fantastic volleyball on display here on Feature Court 1.
Smith is digging a lot of volleyballs right now, but offensively, Harrison and Drost just look good. They're staying patient. They're putting the ball away continuously. Right now, Harrison is playing really well at the net as a blocker, keeping his hands out in front.
Well, Victoria, I gotta say there is a D in Drost. Just you can't overlook that that effort in that last rally.
Absolutely.
He got 3 good touches on that ball as Logan Wemmer brings the heat.
Great first ball contact from Smith, allowing his partner Weber to go and utilize that option play, beating that big block of Harrison.
15-17. It's getting tighter here in our second set. Service ace dealt from the deck by Hagen Smith. And the crowd loves what he's doing here. He's a charismatic player. If you get the crowd on his side.
I was just going to say that. Smith loves him a good crowd, and he'll rise up to the occasion.
And a little too much momentum there. Some juice and adrenaline, pumping some extra distance on that serve.
Coming into the red zone, Drost and Harrison have to be able to push 1 to 2 points at the service line and make sure that they're ready to defend that on-2 option.
18-16 Drost, little off-speed spin serve. And Weber taking care of business on 2. 18-17 crunch time switch.
Well, I just said that they have to watch that on-2 option, and they executed on this side switch here, coming into the red zone for Smith and Weber now. Going back at the service line, really leaning on Weber's serve. He does a great job of trying to find that short serve against his opponents, especially with running up to the net. Gives him an opportunity to try and grab that ball if the first contact is close to the tape.
Short serve. area 3 picked up by Harrison. And the hook shot dig by Smith. 2 out of distance for Weber.
It was a great short serve by Weber, getting his opponents out of system. But right now, Harrison looks really good in system and out of system, both setting and attacking, just doing his job.
Harrison. And Weber launches it off the block of Drost.
Great attack by Weber, not shying away from that big block out in front of him, but using it to his advantage at this level of volleyball. It's so important to use the block out in front of you as one of your tools in your toolbox.
18 looking at 19. Hybrid now by Smith over towards Drost. And Drost rolls it into the net. We're tied at 19s. But no matter, Higgins-Smith anticipated that shot and made a charge towards the net to cover that short ball. Smith
I'm here.
walks his way back to the end line, gets that whistle from Scotty Long, our R1 on duty. Let's see what Drost has on the attack. And Weber turns Drost away. We've got a set point for Smith and Weber.
Smith and Weber creating opportunity on their side. A huge block by Weber, just staying patient, tracking his attacker and clamping down on that ball. Weber on the match, 2 blocks to his name, and just really being able to do his job. He's batting well over 500 for his team and has been consistent. Smith right now rising up to the occasion. 12 digs on the match, 10 kills for Smith, having a double-double here in the back half of set number 2.
There is absolutely no daylight in that last ball that Weber blocks of Drost. It's both hands, both forearms, and pressing over, creating what is known as the wall of shame. We've got set points served at 19 as we've got a timeout taken by Drost and Harrison. And let's just say there is another third set tiebreak in another Contenders bracket matchup between, actually we saw them here in our first set of the day, Billy Allen and Paul Lotman up against Dylan Merrick and Lev Prima, with Lev Prima and Dylan Merrick leading in that third set 12-8. And Higgins-Smith serving for the first set point, hoping to force a third set tiebreak. Smith. Deep serve passed by Harrison. Easy dig by Smith. Looks and cross-court winner. And we are going to a 3-set thriller here on feature court number 1. As you see, Higgins-Smith off the feed from Logan Weber. Tickle the twine on that cross-court attack.
Defense helped Smith and Weber win set number 2. Set 1, they only had 4 digs. In set 2, Smith had 9 digs to his name, and that was a huge difference for his team, not only to give themselves the opportunity to earn in transition, but just stay alive, extend those rallies, and earn points on second and third ball opportunities.
Well, with that, as the teams get ready to gear up for set number 3, unfortunately, I have some bad news for our American teams. In Montreal, the Argentinians of the Capagrosso brothers defeat Andy Benish, Miles Partain in a 3-set thriller, 21-16, 20-22, and 15-12. And that's why Miles and Andy are not here at the Manhattan Beach Open, but also not here, Lexi Denneberg and Julia Scholes, who are also playing an event. I unfortunately don't know the results, but that's why you don't have that American presence here at the Manhattan Beach Open, because we know they'd want to be here if they could.
It's hard to do it all, and Especially when your sport is so popular during the summer, sometimes the calendar gets double booked and you just have to choose.
Sometimes. That's a lot of double books going on here. Between not only the elites, you have the futures, you have so many of those other events going on. And as we got our human stat man, why don't you do the honors, Victoria?
Thanks, Doug, for passing the stats along here. Smith and Weber are 9-4 in third sets on the AVP, not including the league. All-time won 6 of those of the last 7. So
wow.
They're feeling pretty good heading into this set number 3 as a duo. As we know, Smith and Weber coming off of league play, used to playing quick sets to 15.
Well, let's see what happens. And you gotta love the swagger that Hagen Smith has. He comes in the third set, he's like marching up and down that end line and finally gets to his corner where he's gonna serve. And looks like it could be a broken play, and it hits the stick, the pin at the outside. 1-0, make that an ace for Smith.
And for those wondering, yes, when the ball touches the antenna, it qualifies as out of bounds and point for the other team.
Smith has a serving routine, takes that deep breath, serves towards Drost. Drost looks and bangs with the end line love.
Drost swinging alive and well, challenging that seam inside that big block of Weber. Weber got caught reaching a little bit too high, opening up that low seam for Drost.
This is the court to be at right now when you've got Suzanne Lowry, one of the head officials, sitting courtside, making sure that we're keeping legit here. Right side attack by Weber, D9 up top. Wyatt Harrison flexing as he turns away.
Great vision by Harrison, stepping in front of the line of approach of his attacker, reading his shoulder and dropping that right hand into the seam, forcing that ball to the ground.
2 serving to 1 here in our third set tie break. Easy pass for Hagen. Hagen, easy roll down the line.
That lifted set inside opened up the opportunity for Smith to go back towards that sideline. A lot of the time teams will set true middle inside because it allows both sidelines open for their attack.
Weber. Serve short over to Dross. Harrison on 2. Great dig by Smith. Saved by Weber. Off the cable, picked up by Harrison. Harrison over the top of the block, but long. And we have a 3-2 turn here in our third set tiebreak.
What a dig by Smith, completely laying out and extending fully that arm under the ball and lifting for Weber to find that point in transition.
Oh, Victoria, I think he's showing off his lat game, you know, with all the training he does. He's like, I got this, and lands on his lat, and he's good.
Why not?
3 serving at 2, the 6-7 Weber. Hitting down the line towards Dross. Bad pass saved by Harrison. But rolled down the line on the broken play winner is Dross.
I'd really like Smith to go with 2 hands on defense on that play. I know it's like he likes to put on a little bit of show, a little Instagram highlight reel, but in a third set, you need to go with 2 hands and make that dig.
Wyatt Harrison, the former Triton, serving. Option ball, bang. Hagen Smith says, I've got a 2 game.
Using his full pike to swing into that ball just like an NFL quarterback pitches or an MLB pitcher pitches. You have to use your core when you swing, and Hagen Smith does a really great job of using his core swinging into that ball.
4 serving 3. Smith on the delivery, keeping it on Dross, tight pass. Dross, cutty action. Beautiful shot by Dross. That had side spin and top spin at the same time. The intricacies of what English you can put on the ball is amazing to see when you're live and in person. It just don't get that on the feeds and trying to call games remotely. Smith, high set to the pin, and he goes to the gun show.
Swinging high and away as he loves to do. Weber giving him that opportunity, lifting that set in transition.
The Sun Cruiser tent getting another souvenir. So be sure to try that iced tea with vodka along with a Wilson volleyball courtesy of Hagen Smith. I think you can see that in your camera view if it's tilted at the right angle. 5-4. Jump set by Drost and knocked off the block. A little tool job action by Harrison. 5-5 on the turn. A little confusion on the court. Smith stayed on the side while Weber drifted over to the new side.
Drost on that last play, going with the jump set to try and pull the blocker and open up that space for Harrison on the side. Weber didn't bite on that second ball on the jump set. He went to the pin, but his hands were a bit too high, and he got used and abused on that block.
Harrison to Weber. Trap set drifting over the net. Somehow keeping it play was Weber. Harrison on the offering, dug by Smith. Smith looks, bangs, one hand stab, joust, went out by Weber, saved it in play, it's up and over, and it falls on the miracle play. And Avery Drost thanking the Lord. We've seen weird things already today, and that will go as the weirdest.
That was probably the craziest point of volleyball I've seen in a really long time. I mean, second and third ball opportunity has gone in favor of Drost and Harrison this entire duration of the ball game. Never say die is their team motto.
6-5 on the miracle play of the day. Weber, Doug, this wants to come over. Hats on the floor, Weber on that free ball pass. Right side attack by Weber, and he goes thumb down.
Ball had to go on that last play because Harrison was at the net blocking, and he did have a block touch. So a block touch on the sand does count as one of the 3 touches on your side.
I really hope someone got that on social, that last play. I mean, I'd love to see that again.
There's a couple cameras on this court. Rob, last time these teams met one another was in Austin back at the beginning of August in AVP League play. Smith and Weber won 15-13 in the third.
Oh, so they are very familiar with going toe-to-toe and making it a thriller. Harrison denied, ladies and gentlemen. The wall of Weber has made an appearance.
Weber is a very disciplined blocker. Because he's not afraid to block outside of his body, he lines up and dives hard left outside of his shoulder. He'll line up and dive hard right as well, just really reading and truly reacting as a block.
7 serving 6 in our seesaw battle. And unfortunately, the unforced error ties us up at 7s. Such a great crowd here on Feature Court 1, Victoria. This is a lot of energy. And even the Club 360 up top, they're watching Feature Court number 1. All eyes on this one right here. Drost takes a little off of it. Weber sees the move by Drost going down the line and cuts it cross court.
Drost committing to that block of Harrison, diving into that ball. It looked like they were blocking a 2 or a 4, meaning that the blocker is taking hard cross. Weber and Smith able to read that and swing around.
Weber back to serve with the 8-7 lead. Short float to Drost. Drost swing into the left pin. He's denied by Weber. Let's see what he does on the second offering. Roll shot, drop shot, and Drost showing everything in his holster on that one.
Drost and Harrison has been consistent in transition. I've been preaching it all game that they find ways to score, specifically when they cover on their side of the net. Their hitting percentage has drastically increased in transition. They're putting the ball away at such a high clip.
8 serving to 8. Harrison. Smith now on the attack. Drost on the dig. Let's see what he does on offense. And he lets her rip. Avery and Drost detonating cross court.
Drost earning
9-8 in our seesaw battle.
Drost earning a double-double on this game now with 15 kills and 12 digs.
Great serve by Harrison, save by Smith, and he goes into the crowd. Let's see what he does here. Drost on the free ball pass. Drost looks, shoots, and uses the angle after the 190% effort by Smith to keep that ball in play. 10-8 lead, and they're going to take a timeout as they should. Smith took out a couple fans behind the Wilson backstop over there.
Sitting in the splash zone.
Well, I recall one of the UCLA matches I worked back in the day when he was donning the powder blue. He went into the scores table and slid like 5 feet, taking out a bunch of laptops and some scoring staff.
Well, can't teach passion.
So, Vic, we got a tight one here. You got Coach in the box with Smith and Weber. What are you telling your boys?
First ball side out. Focus on the first ball contact. Trust your offense off of that first ball contact. In transition, stay patient. Closing into the red zone here, Dross and Harrison are going to continue to push the envelope at the service line. They want to try and run that quick offense. They do a really great job of running a fast offense on the pin, and then in the middle of the court, when they're setting a true up and down ball, they really lift it so they have the range going thumbs up and thumbs down back towards those two sidelines.
You know, one of the X factors I'm seeing for Avery and Wyatt are the fact that offensively, Avery has really dialed it up 3 notches, it seems like. Like he's swinging with great confidence, and I mean, he's doing everything. Short shots, bangs, he's thumping.
He is. He's using all the tools. He's had 16 kills on the game, batting .419.
10-8, Harrison back to serve. Smith denied up top by Harrison, and Harrison points to his fans in the crowd, goes, "That was for you." 5 stuff blocks for Harrison. 11-8.
Harrison's vision clamping down on that ball. That set a bit tight, giving him that block.
Option ball, and Harrison runs up a little too quickly as Weber knows that there's a window down the line.
Yeah, great volley IQ from Weber there, seeing that Harrison has to run up to the net, expected that option play, well executed.
9 looking at 11 on the side switch. Smith can pack some heat from the service line, but he's been mixing it up between a hybrid and a true spin serve. Smith towards Harrison as he swings to the right pin and goes cross court on the crush.
I love that offensive spread by Drost and Harrison. Harrison working to get out to the right side, antenna opening up that hard crossbody swing that he does so well.
12-9. Weber, soft drop and roll on 2.
Weber's so elite at that option play. He doesn't need to swing for the fences. He reads the play happening out in front of him, but it was the first ball contact from Smith that gave him that opportunity.
10 serving 12. Weber Drost now on the attack.
Line.
Looks, and he's denied. 10-finger discount courtesy of Logan Weber. 4 stuff blocks for Weber.
4 blocks now. Because of his vision, because of his volley IQ, he reaches outside of his body to grab those balls, keeping his hands out in front and using his traps to press across the tape.
Weber. Fake attack by Harrison, dug by Smith, saved by Weber. Great ball save, but he knocks it down. Drost and Harrison stop play, and there's no whistle, and Drost is, let's just say, is not very happy because they totally stopped play, thinking that the ball was dead. And now there's discussion with both referees. Drost over to Scott Long and Harrison over towards Keith Merlis here. But you did see them stop play, and I was like, what happened? I thought the ball was still in play.
They stopped playing because they saw a touch on the block, and you're not allowed to have 4 touches.
So we've got a timeout tied at 12s here. So Victoria saw it, and Hagen Smith playing to his fans now. So explain that again, just so we're clear for our listeners and viewers.
So Dross and Harrison stopped playing during the play, even though they didn't hear the up ref blow the whistle. That's mistake number 1 for me. You have to play until you hear the whistle because of these reasons. They stopped playing because they thought Weber touched the block, and then Weber and Smith had 3 contacts after the block touch on the side of Drost and Harrison. So they're saying there was 4 touches for Smith and Weber. That's why they stopped playing.
I'm telling you, there is a lot of action here, not only on our court, but around. But it's just cool seeing the faces that are competing here in our event. And no shameless self-promotion here, but Kelly Bellardi of my podcast is going to be playing on our court here. I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to shamelessly promote, but we'll just say I love seeing the college athletes come, like Stanford, and she's playing the UCLA now alumna, Natalie Miskowski, and they're playing against 2 other UCLA alumni, Savvy Sim and Abby Van Winkle. That's next year on Feature Court 1. And we are 12-12 after the timeout, and a little drama to make it a little more saucy here on Court 1.
Line.
And Drost goes thumb down on the winner.
Smart timeout by Dross and Harrison out of that passionate call. That didn't go in their favor. Veteran move to call a timeout, take a deep breath, go back and serve receive, and earn her first ball slide out.
So Harrison, last time he's at the service line, they were able to go on a pretty good 2-3-point run. But again, he has to come up from where he's serving to block, and Weber's been taking advantage of that.
Watch for the on-two here from Weber.
Which he does. Weber now on the attack, and up and away. That is levitation, Holmes.
You have to give credit where credit's due. That's just a great swing. Defensively, Drost was in the seam, and so was Harrison, but that's just an incredible rip from Weber going into that seam.
Smith back to serve, having a little chat with some of the fans, saying, how much you think I bench? He's saying, what area should I serve? Deep corner over towards Drost. Drost swings to the left pin. Launches it, dug by Smith, and we have our first match point in what would be an upset. A 7 defeating 5 if Drost and Harrison were to get the point.
A quick swing on the pin is exactly how Drost wanted to do that, challenging and beating the block of Weber.
Drost, a lot of spin on the toss. High ball in the middle. Chicken wing Chester, and Harrison made a valiant effort on the pursuit dig, but unfortunately ran out of real estate.
Sending us into overtime in set number 3. Great read there by Drost, stepping into the seam, just not enough chicken wing on that. Weber now at the service line, running up to the tape. We've seen him utilize that short serve. Drost and Harrison have to be ready to move forward.
14-14. Logan at the service line. Short serve into the net. And we have a match point number 2, serving the 14. And Harrison's back at the service line. Last time he served Weber, Weber hammered it over the block.
I could see him doubling down, serving Weber here to take out that second ball option.
They go to Smith, option. Weber off the block, dug by Dross, up and over, denied by Weber. I laugh because these teams are so fun to watch, and it's like body blow, jab, uppercut, body blow.
Great block touch by Harrison to slow down that ball for Drost in transition. He just forced the ball a little bit too quickly. He was in the right place at the right time.
Hagen Smith back to serve, all tied at 15s. They've already fought off 2 match points by Harrison and Drost. Tough serve by Smith, picked up by Drost. What's the offering going to be? Swatted up top by Weber. Harrison up and away.
Staying calm in an out-of-system play, being able to cover your side of the net and then find that point in transition is how Drost and Harrison have continued to play throughout the duration of this ball game.
Match point number 3, serving the 15. Avery Drost back to serve. Weber, he swings to the left pin on his attack, and he bangs down the line like there's no block to be had. How did he do that with a 6'6" blocker of Harrison?
That's a big dog swing from Logan Weber, representing the great state of Michigan, saying, hey, we play volleyball too in the Midwest out there. But again, Weber unleashing, rising.
Weber wants to be part of the gun show is what it is.
Yeah, he does.
16-16. Harrison, now he swings to the right pin and through the block of Weber. Match point number 4, serving to 16.
Blow for blow action. Great rip there by Harrison, bringing him to the sideline.
What do you think? What are we going to see serve-wise here?
They're either going to serve Hagen to play some good defense around him, or Weber take the option play.
They almost let it go. Weber has to attack out the right side, and he delivers through the block. What a save. They both looked at each other like, you go, the famous you go.
That's a huge out-of-system set from Smith, squaring up to the antenna and lifting, guiding that ball with his platform and legs.
Hagen Smith turns around 17-17. What was that stat? They won 15-13 last time they met in early August. Harrison off the top of the block, and here we go. Crunch time again in a 3rd set tiebreak.
Smart swing by Harrison, utilizing that big block out in front of him. He was on the pin, on the antenna. He didn't have the seam because of that big block out in front. He didn't shy away, kept a true high handball contact, allowing him to score that point.
Dross serving for match point number 5, serving to 17. Perfect pass by Hagen. Good dig by Dross. On 2, dug by Smith, and it falls as Harrison falls to the sand, and Dross puts his hands in the air in an epic, classic Ambio matchup as the lower seed, 7th seed Avery Dross, Wyatt Harrison take down the 5 seed Logan Weber, Hagen Smith, 2-1. Please, Victoria, step in.
Unbelievable ball game from both of these teams. Drost pointing to the crowd saying, love you, Mom. It's family first for him all the time, but let's talk X's and O's. Drost had 18 kills, 13 digs. Where his team excelled specifically was in transition. Yes, they had a steady side out game, but they were able to win the long rallies. They were able to find ways to score on second and third ball opportunities in clutch moments. They trusted each other to swing high and away at that big block of Weber. Truly an amazing game for them.
Well, with that, Hagen Smith, Logan Weber conclude their Manhattan Beach Open with a 9th place. Not to hang your head low about. I mean, the team they played phenomenal. And Smith and Weber have been playing good ball. I mean, this is what you're here for in the Manhattan Beach Open.
Nothing to hang your head about, as you said. Smith and Weber will go back to the drawing board. They have Chicago AVP League Championship next weekend, and they're going to come out firing.
And with that, that concludes our third match of the day as we reset our net for a women's matchup. If you were at the bracket last night, we were supposed to be having all men's matches on our court, but we shift on over to the ladies' side of things, and it's a good one. I'm going to give you a little preview. We've got Abby Van Winkle, Savvy Simo against Natalie Miskowski and Kelly Bellardi. Let's just say these four are very familiar with each other. 3 of the 4 UCLA, all out of what was the Pac-12, now the MPSF, and all solid ballers. So with that, I'm Rob Espero for Victoria Dennis. I think we got about 10 minutes here before we get started our next one. Thanks for tapping into our Valley Live presentation of the AVP Manhattan Beach Open. Back for more in 10. Avery. Nice work. Oh, good job.